Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the weekly Friday Lunch and Learn. Every Friday at noon, Sierra Club Iowa chapter goes live with an environmental topic and updates. And today we are going to give you some carbon pipeline updates. We haven't done that for a few weeks, so figured we'd let you know where we stand. And we are in a very good spot right now. So I will share my screen and we will get started talking about carbon pipelines, the state fair, Iowa Utilities Commission meeting, and a new CEO. So start off with the state fair. The Iowa State Fair is happening as of yesterday through the 17th. And we're lucky enough that the Iowa Farmers Union has offered us to have a little spot in their booth at the state fair for all of the days from open to close. So if you are at the state fair, please stop by the ag building right by the butter cow and kind of by where all the produce and vegetables that are submitted for competition are. And you can see the Stop the Carbon Pipeline table. We have petitions, a voting station where you can vote whether Iowa should ban eminent domain for carbon pipelines, and just stop and say hi. And then the other really exciting thing is on Sunday, August 10th, they've invited us to join them at their big booth, which is on the main road right across from the grandstand. And there we're going to have our photo display, another voting station, and we just need lots of people to show up and support all of us and our efforts to stop the carbon pipelines. So if you're at the fair, stop by and show your support. All right. Next thing on the list is there is some leadership shakeup with Summit. For the last few weeks, we've been hearing rumors that there were layoffs and leadership changes at Summit. And we've been keeping our eyes and ears open to see if any of those rumors were true. And just yesterday, Wednesday, it was announced that Summit's former CEO, Lee Blank, is no longer the CEO, and they've hired a new CEO named Joe Griffin. We have looked a little bit up about Joe Griffin. There's not a ton of information, but we have seen his bio, and it shows that Griffin has a history of leading organizations and then selling them off. There's like 3 or 4 different companies that he has either started, co-founded, or been the CEO of that then are sold or transferred to someone else. So I don't know if that's what's in the future for Summit. We do know that Rastetter has a history of doing that as well. But we are always going to keep our eyes and ears open. And kind of like what our little image here says, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Joe Griffin is sending out a letter to all of the impacted landowners, and this is kind of the change that he's trying to convince people is going to happen at Summit. He says, our vision is simple, to be a trusted partner who helps build a strong future for agriculture and rural communities, one that lasts for generations. And our values to protect, innovate, communicate, create value, and act with integrity aren't just words. Well, I'm not sure there's a lot of trust between Iowans and Summit. I know that the legacy that's going to be left if this carbon pipeline is approved is going to impact many generations negatively. And these values that they seem to promote are not things that they've shown us over the last 5 years. You know, Summit has burnt a lot of bridges over the last 5 years, and staff changes, name changes, whatever it is, it's not going to fix those problems. Like we said, you can hire a new CEO, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Next thing with the Iowa Utilities Commission is that they are resuming their monthly meetings. Traditionally, the Iowa Utilities Commission held monthly public meetings, and they were really important to go to because they had a public comment period where you could address the board members. They provided legal updates, docket updates, IUC financial information, and more. And we used to go to those every single month to hear the updates and to take advantage of that public comment period. Well, shortly after Eric Helland took over as chair of the Iowa Utilities Commission, they started canceling those monthly meetings. There were no more monthly meetings, and it's been probably maybe a year and a half or so since they've had those monthly meetings. But thanks to our work at the legislature, where we worked really hard to make sure Eric Helland was not reappointed as chair of the IUC, there's a new chair now, and Sarah Martz. She's been on the board for a while. I don't think we have a huge big fan of her or big enemy of her. We're kind of seeing how she runs this board. But her being the new chair, she's decided to resume those monthly meetings. So we're going to go and make sure that we can address the board at their first resumed monthly meeting on Wednesday, August 20th at 9 a.m. If you would like to take advantage of the public comment period, we're hoping that they continue public comment periods, but if you would like to take advantage of that, make sure you show up a little bit early because you have to sign in to speak before 9 a.m. That meeting's going to be at the Iowa Utilities Commission office in their boardroom, and their address is 1375 East Court Avenue in Des Moines, really close to the Capitol. You can see the Capitol from the parking lot. So please join us. We want to make a big impact. Let the Iowa Utilities Commission members know that we haven't gone away and we have every intention to continue to fight to stop these projects from being approved. So where is Summit at right now? Well, we have some big updates that Summit has filed in the docket, and then one of the landowners put into this neat little spreadsheet that you're looking at here. But the latest numbers are showing that 88% of the easements on Summit's Phase 2 route remain unsigned. That means that they're basically failing to get any support and signatures from landowners. And of the signatures that they do have, many of those come from Navigator easements that Summit purchased when Navigator canceled its project. And some of those signed easements are also either Summit properties or ethanol plant properties. Overall, Summit does not have support from Iowans and other landowners that are impacted by its project. And you can take a look here. They're separated by docket and county. So the way Summit's doing this is they are splitting up different sections of the route into different dockets. And so you can see, Mitchell Floyd, only one has been signed out of all the easements they need in those counties. Of these 5 counties, a huge number of people are still not signing. Hardin Hamilton, doing good, but we do know Rastetter lives in Hardin County, so this is an extra tough county because of the relationships that he has there. But that's pretty darn good in Hardin County. Webster County, huge number remain unsigned. Only 10 have been signed in Green Guthrie, only 1 in Ida, 0 in Adams Montgomery, 0 in Sioux, 0 in Floyd, 0 in Mitchellworth, just 6 in Hancock Kasuth, 1 in Palo Alto, 1 in Clay, and if I remember correctly, that one easement is owned by either Summit or the ethanol plant. 0 in O'Brien, and just a few in O'Brien Osceola on that docket. So we are looking really good, and this just shows that Summit's project's not ready for a hearing, not ready to move forward. We can't take this seriously when it's so clear that people don't want this pipeline on their land. So what's next? We need your help to deliver that message to the Iowa Utilities Commission. So please join us for their monthly meeting on Wednesday, August 20th. It's the meeting we just talked about a minute ago. Again, it's at the Iowa Utilities Commission office. It starts at 9 a.m. on the 20th, but if you want to speak, make sure you get there a little early. And then the other thing you can do if you cannot make it to the IUC meeting is to submit an objection to the Iowa Utilities Commission, letting them know that they're not ready for a hearing when 88% of these easements remain unsigned. So I will put that link in the chat. It's really easy. You just click on the link, fill out the form with your name and contact information, and then write your little note. It can be 1 sentence long. It can be 5 pages long, whatever you would like to submit to the Iowa Utilities Commission. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this update. We are sitting in a really strong spot. We've got public opinion on our side. We've got the landowners on our side, and we've got morality on our side. So we just need to hold strong, stay active, and use opportunities like the state fair to spread the word. So we hope to see you at the state fair, and we hope to see you at the next Iowa Utilities Commission monthly meeting. So thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next Friday. Bye.